In a few seconds. So on March 27th, in fact, I'm writing a book about it right now. March 27th, 2009, I was knocked unconscious, and they put a brain implant in.
Yes.
And when I was, let me grab my x-rays. Where did I put them? Yeah. Okay. And so I'm just working on editing my fourth book, Arctic Screaming, and I overhear the people living above me, the tenants, say that they had a contract with the DHS to search where I was living, but I had all kinds of security and cameras that even broadcast, and they were really flustered. So they knocked on my door, I answered the door, and they knocked me out with a baseball bat, and then returned me, I was unconscious, and returned me to my bed with these implants. And you don't have to be a radiologist or, as the sheriff mentioned, or doctor to see this. You can see it circled in red. You can see it right there. This is blown up 300%. It's that object right here. I've got comparisons of other x-rays. They also have a cochlear implant in my right ear. My forehead is where they put a BrainGate 2 wireless implant attached to a satellite transceiving device. And I've got an interview with Jeff Stibel, chairman of CEO of BrainGate from Jacksonville, Florida, who makes these devices. And he described that's basically exactly what they are. And so many people don't even realize this technology exists that a lot of people have questioned my sanity. In fact, this technology has existed for many, many decades. I've been a victim of it for more than a decade now. It's torture, it's terrorism, and they certainly do try to mind control. And if I wasn't aware that this was other people trying to mind control, it could actually be very effective at doing that. I'm sure a lot of people are. And I've gotten a petition so far with, doing the math real quick in my head, 67 signatures. And so I've given you some of them, and I'm going to continue to get more signatures. The petition reads, "Citizens concerned about brain implants, we the undersigned hereby request that the U.S. government admit to putting brain implants into Chad Kister. The documentation is very clear at www.brainimplant.info, and it is time that all parts of the government involved admit to the truth of what they have done, and about their thought monitoring and attempted mind control." So I've had this up on the internet more than a decade. While I was locked up on these trumped up charges, they erased a book I was writing about brain implants. I had to retype about 20 pages, and they had erased it from 3 places. One on Google Drive, which is where I write my books. So they hacked into that account. That's what I hope to be my number one protection if my house burns down or something. They erased it on my Mac computer, and they erased it on 2 of my hard drives. I was able to find part of it. I went to Cuba. I flew from Cuba, from Toronto, and using the same MRI images and x-rays, in Cuba they found I did have a brain implant, I do have skull fractures, and they are covering that up here in the U.S. The U.S. doctors are saying it's normal. And you can see Dr. Angel, my neurologist in Cuba, which is my preferred doctor. Cuba is a very beautiful country. It's not far. It's 90 miles south of Florida. And he found that I did have skull fractures and brain implants. So I'm asking that the county commissioners do request an investigation on brain implants, or at least a resolution similar to my petition.
Okay, well, I talked to the prosecutor's office. Because you're in an ongoing criminal investigation, we really can't do that.
Well, this can be separate from the criminal investigation. This is just a medical analysis of what the government did to my head. So you can deal with that separately from the criminal. Yeah, they've charged me with trumped up charges.
The prosecutor's office, they're sort of like our legal, our lawyers, our opinion people. So we sort of try to listen to them, and they told I talked to him, and I said, and he said, don't do that because he's in an ongoing investigation right now. It's criminal.
My third book is about nonviolence, and what they did was that they gave me roofies, and I don't remember anything, and they used this technology, and that's why, this is, yes, it's certainly part of my defense to these trumped up charges, but this is also a completely separate issue. This happened more than 10 years ago. So, that's why it's important that you guys demand that the government give the truth. Because first of all, it's also important for me to get a fair trial, is that this is separate from the criminal case. This happened more than 10 years ago. So this happened on March 27th of 2009.
It may be related to the case because you're going to get some sort of bill of health mentally, correct? Like
Yeah, next Monday they're going to try to lock me up for up to a year for allegedly being incompetent to stand trial, which they've locked me up for 70 days in the past, and I'll have no avenue to get out except hoping ABH will let me out. And that's wrong. I think that's totally unconstitutional. I've filed 3 lawsuits by myself, passed all kinds of hurdles. I've been through lots of jury trials. I know, I'm not incompetent to stand trial. What you guys need to do is demand the government tell the truth. You don't have to be a radiologist to see the implant in an X-ray. It's like seeing a smoking gun. You can see it. And so
we can't. I don't think we can do that today. But if you can get through your criminal case and come back to us, maybe we can talk about it then. Until then, I think we're being advised to not get involved until you can get through your criminal case.
Well, I beg to differ, because this is a separate issue. This happened more than 10 years ago. You guys need to deal with this as a separate issue.
It may be related to your mental health.
Well, they're certainly causing me. I'm mentally disabled by government brain implant. But again, all you need to do is demand that
if you're not mentally stable due to the brain implant, are you mentally stable to be able to stand trial?
Well, I am. I never said I'm not mentally stable. I said I'm mentally disabled. I am stable. There's a big difference. I'm very mentally stable. I've been assaulted many times. In fact, right in my house, as I mentioned, putting this brain implant, they've broken lots of my bones. The sheriffs have punched me, and I got a $15,000 settlement from them, but they never got arrested, for assaulting me. And now they're trumping up bogus charges. But the criminal charges are separate from the brain implant. The brain implant happened more than 10 years ago. Their allegations happened about a month and a half ago. So,
I think the only thing we're going to be able to do is if you can get through next Monday and you get your criminal situation dealt with, then you can come back.
Well, the criminal situation might take a long time before it should come to jury trial. And I beg to differ that you need to realize that this is a separate matter than these criminal charges that from a month and a half ago.
Well, I'm not a lawyer, and I just listen to our lawyers.
I just beg you to please, look into this matter, and the Messenger should really cover this too. You've been snoozing on this a lot, and that's what you look like in the history books. But people are going to find out about this, and those who do not, do something, they're going to look a lot like Adolf Hitler and Osama bin Laden in the history books, and I would want to be among those characters. So I urge you in the Messenger, please do something about this issue. I'm writing a book about it. I'm going to have a series of books. I went all the way to Cuba, and risking my life, I hitchhiked around Cuba because I couldn't afford any other transport. And I just, I urge you guys, please do something. You don't want to look like terrorists.
Come back after next Monday.
Is this your Aunt Chad?
Oh, thanks, yeah. I'm going to get petition signatures. I don't want to get skin cancer. My grandmother gave me this. She was a pallbearer. She died at age 106. But I do not want to get locked up, and you guys really need to tell the truth. And have a great day.